Assalamualaikum and good morning to my respected lecturer, Sir Muhammad Kashfi bin Ramli. My name is Nur Salam bin Muhammad Zaki. I would like to introduce my team members, which is Muhammad Haikal bin Marzuki, Nur Aidil Farhan bin Abdul Manap, and Adam bin Ahmad Sukri. So today, my team and I will be presenting a very important topic in marine environmental law, legal frameworks and mechanisms for handling oil spill incidents. This is part of our subject on integrated marine pollution control, and we prepared this to explore how international and national laws work together to prevent, respond to, and recover from oil spill disaster at sea. So next is table of content. There are 12 contents. So without wasting any time, let's forward to our main content. So let us begin with a brief introduction. Oil spills are one of the most damaging forms of marine pollution. These incidents can happen when oil leaks from ships, offshore drilling rigs, or pipelines, often due to accident or equipment failures. The environmental impact is massive. Marine life suffers, coastal economies are hurt, and cleanup costs millions or even billions. To manage this risk, a variety of laws and legal systems exist both globally and nationally, to ensure that we prevent such incidents, respond swiftly, and most importantly, hold polluters accountable. So for the next slide is main international law on oil spills. There are three major international legal instruments that form the backbone of oil spill controls. First, MARPOL, especially Annex 1, which focus on reducing oil discharge from ships. It requires vessels to use specific equipment and designs, such as oil water separators to avoid pollutions. Second is OPRC, 1990 obligate country to create emergency response plans and cooperate with other states in case of major oil spill event. And third is UNCLOS, or the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Article 194 of this convention clearly mandates states to prevent, reduce, and control marine pollution, including that from oil. Next is responsibility of countries. Under these conventions, different countries play different roles depending on their relationship to a ship. The flag state is where the ship is registered and it must ensure that the ship meets all safety and pollution standards. The port state is where the ship docks. It has the power to inspect and detain any vessel that violates environmental rules. For the coastal state is affected directly by the oil spill and has full authority to respond to pollution in its territorial waters. And finally, the IMO, or International Maritime Organizations, help harmonize this law, provide guidance, and facilitates cooperation between member states. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass next slide to my friends. Thank you.
I would like to continue presentation with a global case study. Firstly, at the Deepwater Horizon 2010 at the USA, an oil rig operated by BP Explo releasing over 4 million barrels of oil. It had an intentional effect and pushed country to review offshore drilling rules. Secondly, at a Prestige 2002 at Spain, a tanker sank off the coast of Spain. The oil spread to several countries. This will highlight the need for flag states to check their ship safety more seriously and efficiently. And Heavy Spirit 2000 at South Korea, a crane barge hit a anchor oil tanker, spilling oil. The International Compensation System (IOPC) found was activated to support system victim. The national oil spill law, USA and UK, basically the country also have their own law that work with international agreement, which is USA Oil Pollution Act OPA 1919. They create after the Exxon oil spill in Alaska, make oil companies statutorily responsible for times up even if the spill was accidental. Require company to submit oil spill response plans, set up a trust fund paid by oil company to help pay for spill response. Next, UK. The Machine Shipping Act 1995 to enforce international conventions like MARPOL and UCLC, give the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency (MCA) authority to control and respond to oil spill, to allow cooperation with other government agencies like DEFRA, Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. For the agency and enforcement in the United States, Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) handle inland oil spill regulation. U.S. Coast Guard manage marine spill, enforce law, detain the ship, and lead emergency response. In the United Kingdom, MCA Maritime and Coast Guard Agency inspect the ship, oversee crimes of and ensure red line. They first support MCA in protecting the environment. The key difference is the US allow private individual or group to sue company for damage. The UK mostly relies on a government agency to take legal action.
So for the legal responsibility, who pay for oil spill. So actually for legal system, use a several principle to decide who should pay for oil spill. So polluter pay principle (PPP). So the person on the company that caused the pollution must pay for cleaning it up and compensating victims. So this is part of a international law and many national law that they have to follow. Second is a strict liability. For strict liability, the responsibility party is held accountable even if the spill was accidental. So they no need to prove the negligence. Third is absolute liability. For absolute liability, the responsible party pay in all situation, even during a natural disaster or sabotage. So they also use a very high risk activity like offshore drilling. So this principle is prevent a polluter from avoiding responsibility. So for next slide is oil spill compensation convention. So oil spill compensation convention have three points. So first is a civil liability convention (CLC 1992). So they makes ship owner strictly liable for pollution damage. Then set a limit to how much they have to pay based on the size of the ship. Last, they are require ship to have insurance for other financial security to cover this cost. Second is a fund convention 1992. So they are provide extra money if the ship owner is not responsible. The ship owner can afford to pay. So the damage is more than CLC limit or the fund by oil company that receives large volume of oil. Last is a offshore protocol 1994 in Barcelona Convention. So for this part is they apply to offshore rigs in a Mediterranean. So they are require country to set up a legal system for handling spill from oil exploration system, exploration platform. Next is a important legal case. For important legal case, first is a Erika case, France 1999. So actually for this case, a tanker sank off the French coast spilling 20,000 tons of oil. So while the international law is applied, the French court actually also blame the oil company. So Total SA for using a poor quality ships. Next is this case actually show how national court can go beyond international law when protecting the environments. Last, Deepwater Horizon, USA, 2010. So for this, the oil rig actually has an explosion caused by the caused the largest marine oil spill in US history. So the US used its own law of OPA 9110 to punish BP. So actually BP paid more than 65 billions in damage and clean up. So the case actually revealed the international rule did not cover offshore rigs and only cover for oil tanker.
Next, future legal challenges. First, for future legal challenges, technology and AI ships. New autonomous ships and robots are used in offshore work, but it's unclear who is legally responsible if they cause oil spill. Humans, manufacturers, or software developers. Second, for future legal challenges, cross-border pollution. Oil spill can affect more than one country. Many legal systems are not designed to handle international enforcement or compensation properly. Third, for future legal challenges, climate change and ESG litigation. Courts are beginning to hold oil companies responsible not just for spills, but also for contributing to climate change. For example, in 2021, a Dutch court ordered Shell to reduce its carbon emission mildly. Next, for recommendation to make legal systems stronger and more effective, these actions are suggested, such as update international convention, include offshore installation like oil rigs, pipelines, and storage units. Second, increase liability limits, such as raise the amount polluters must pay to match today's economic condition and environment damage costs. Third, create global spill fund. Build a fund that helps poorer countries respond to oil spill when the polluters cannot be found and or sued. Next, mandatory insurance for oil operators. Make sure all offshore companies have insurance to cover spill costs. Develop AI liability laws. Create new laws to handle accidents involving artificial intelligence and automated equipment. Finally, enhance international cooperation. Form a new United Nations body like IPCC for oil spill response and environmental disasters. Lastly, for the conclusion, oil spill continue to threaten ocean and coastal companies, while international laws like MARPOL, OPRC, and CLC provide important protection. They have gaps, especially for offshore rigs and advanced technology. To improve the future, we need stronger laws, clear liability rules, better cooperation among countries, updated framework for climate change and AI risks. Protecting our seas means preparing for the worst and ensuring polluters are held fully accountable.